We're back.
Woohoo! It's been a while for us.
It's been a while. It's kind of weird.
It's okay. We're going to do it.
Maybe you can't tell. I don't know.
Maybe you can. So Echoes is today.
Echoes.
Third one on the record. This is our weird guy.
Our weird guy. It is probably the weirdest on the record.
For sure.
I mean, what makes anything weird? But it's definitely the most like...
Getting straight to it.
I know.
What makes anything weird?
But yeah. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit on this record, but like this is just the most just like split personality, you know? It's like,
yeah,
it goes a lot of different places, and
yeah,
it's very jarring in a lot of ways. Mixed meter stuff, weird sounds, and strange chord changes for sure.
I have answers for why.
Answers for why.
Tell
why. Us about the history behind Echoes.
Yeah, this was one of the earliest songs that I wrote. My friend Brian Brigalow, as I call him, his real name is Ryan Bigelow.
Brian Bigelow
Gotcha. Of Rigby. Asked me and the band that I had at the time in 2016 to play a show. And I only had 2 songs written. One was Weird Clarity from that Facebook video I showed you.
Whoa, that one blew me. Yeah. It was like faster and like full band, right?
Heavy, too.
Wait till you see what that is.
And then the other one was Speck of Dust. And then I was like, well, we can't play a show with only 2 songs, you know? So we played a show with 3 songs. But
no covers or anything? Could have done some covers.
No, I mean, we were babies. This was like December of... It was like Christmas break, and then
Sophomore
the show, junior year. Yeah, and then the show was February 15th.
Oh, so it was like you're back for like less than a month.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And my bandmates were like, well, yeah, Cassidy, you got to write another song. And
can't be 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be 2. And I had a crush on the drummer. We ended up dating. And so I was like, oh yeah, you want me to write another song? I guess I'll write it about you, which is hilarious.
Yeah, lo and behold, this whole entire thing plays out. So, yeah, it was my way of being like, well, I'll write the song and maybe you'll pick up that it's about you, and then you'll like, you know, I mean, it's truly autobiographical through and through, and we'll kind of get to the lyrics later. Right.
But yeah, that was my posture. Like, haha, you want another song? Well, I guess it's gonna have to be about you.
Yeah.
And then even the melody, it da-da-do, sounds like na 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 boo a little bit.
I guess it kind of does.
It kind of does. Someone else pointed that out to me. I didn't realize that myself, but I was like,
subconscious.
Yeah, but the reason that this one makes sense that it's our quote weirdest is I was just so under the influence by Hiatus Coyote at that time.
Right. Who had showed you Hiatus Coyote?
My friend Evan Brown.
Right.
Who I went to this like summer arts program with.
Was just like, yo, check this out.
Yeah.
Did they think that you'd be...
Evan was always trying to show me stuff.
Just random
because
shit.
I showed up to that summer arts camp as like an innocent little baby and didn't know any music.
Yeah.
Like he gave me CDs. One was like Thelonious Monk, and I was like, ew. I was like, what is this?
No.
Sound? I know. It's true, though. It's true. Little 18-year-old baby me. But yeah.
18.
Yeah. And I'd only listen to like classical and like shit on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, here's Monk. Also, how cool is that?
Yeah.
To just have that friend.
Oh, it's cool. I mean, that's like, I feel like how a lot of musical growth happens is like community.
Yeah.
You know, just being like, I have a buddy at home, his name's Sam, who always just knows like of the random Spotify band with like 100 monthly listeners. It's like, you checked out this band? I was like, no,
of
who
course
knows them? And you look on Spotify and there's like 1,000 monthly listeners. And it's like, how do you find this stuff? He would be a really good like indie music DJ or something, you know.
That'd be sick.
So it's cool to have those people.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and I was early writing too. So like, even as, I don't know, maybe this is like a hypothesis. For me, I think it was true of like, when you write, it takes a while to find your voice. So you are more of just like your voice buried in your influences.
Yeah.
And so of course, like I had to write this one kind of faster. I was listening to all this stuff. I was also, my secondary at Belmont was percussion.
That's right.
And I was taking these lessons. And so, yeah, this one has a lot of mixed meter stuff. And I was in lessons talking about this stuff for the first time.
Oh,
like with
you're
a
talking
teacher.
about this song?
Not this song.
But, like,
I did talk about
ideas?
If I Knew.
Oh, really?
That's foreshadowing. Cool. But
who would that would have been with?
Like Todd Kemp.
It was Todd Kemp. Yeah.
Yeah, right. He was awesome. Cool. Mm-hmm. He was awesome. So yeah, that's kind of where this one came from as to like why I wrote it. But getting more into the lyrics and just like what I was thinking and feeling, it really was like just so unaware that I was riddled with so many codependent tendencies and thought processes. And I just had no idea what was going on. I mean, point blank, my thought process was, oh, you are in my band. I have a crush on you. You know, we kind of had a fling start up and then it didn't go anywhere. So let me write this song called Echoes, recalling back to when, you know, we had this like good little short period. Let me play it in front of you at rehearsal and hope that you pick up on these tiny little subtle things.
It's so high school.
You know, it was so stupid. But
it's not. It's college.
It's college. And it was like the way that I was living my life too.
Yeah.
I was not straightforward about anything. Like this was my big grand gesture.
Yeah.
Hilarious that I just, you know, zooming out, it of course is at the beginning of the record. This is really where we start kind of getting into like the different narratives, like we'll kind of get there later, but introducing codependency is this song. And it's just riddled through and through. So that was kind of that was where I was at with it. The pointillism piece for this one is kind of cool too. I think it's one of my favorites.
Which one is this one?
It's the hands without a face.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it has to do everything with identity. It's this idea of, if, you know, and this goes along with codependency too, but if you're not being yourself and you're trying to, and that was what I was kind of doing too. I was like, I was being the person that I thought this person would want me to be, thus losing the parts about me, unknowingly, of course, at the time, that made me, that made him like me in the first place. So I don't even think I was acting like myself.
Right.
But it's that idea of, you know, if you try to wear all the masks, you lose the most important one, which is yours.
Interesting. You were just talking about how like you were looking at this Highest Coyote influence and like pulling a lot of that in the early days too.
Yeah. But I really like that pointillism piece, and it's cool just for the pieces to have been out and about in the world before this record has been released. That one seems to really strike people. And some people know why and some people don't know why, but I mean, any body without a head is striking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's just, I think there's a lot of like articulation in the hands. Yeah. Like it's not angry, but it's definitely like, yeah, there's definitely some turmoil there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's Chloe's favorite out of them all too.
Chloe, your wife.
Yeah. She's a dancer. So like there's a lot of movement, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in regards to the song's narrative purpose overall, it is this unknowing codependent anthem. And it's this, you know, the classic, I'll do whatever. Yeah,
like being proud to be codependent without knowing that you're being codependent. Right.
Yeah. It's just blaringly obvious to go back and look at the lyrics and be like, holy shit, I wrote this. This is what I was this was a true representation of what I was thinking, feeling. I thought I was writing an honest love song.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So it is this like
interesting
unknowing codependent anthem, and the premise is basically, I'm just going to do whatever, you know, whatever I think you want me to do. And this, what feels like this big grand gesture for me of writing this song that I play in front of your face and then we play at this show, that I just hope that you pick up on the subtleties. I mean, it's in the opening lines. It's kind of funny.
What's the opening line again? It's,
if you listen to the echoes,
right,
you'll find sweet subtleties. If you listen to the echoes, maybe you will hear me.
It is.
Bitch.
So, I mean, it's funny because like, I feel like emo, like punk rock and stuff like that is like kind of similar, like very like self-aware, but like in a way that's like, not pathetic or pitiful, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like maybe like now you look back at it and you're like, oh, I can't believe I was feeling like that way, you know, that clearly.
Yeah. Well, it was before our character went on the little journey.
On the journey.
Yeah. So, I mean, we kind of already gone over the lyrical narrative. It's just insight into the actual thought process that I was having at the time.
Yeah. The autobiographical kind of nature.
Yeah, totally. And then in regards to the musical narrative,
I liked this idea, especially in the chorus. Like when I wrote the song, the verses were really, really chill. The intro was really, really chill. And this is before I even ever tried to play it in a band setting without bass, without
more
drums.
More chill than they currently are even? Or just...
just imagine what it would sound like just on keys. Kind of loose and relaxed.
Right, without some of the other colors and stuff in it.
Yeah, and then we get into the chorus, and the chorus is just crazy harmony, crazy time change, whatever. And it was supposed to represent, even just keys and vocals, this idea of like the way that your mind runs away with you, of like, maybe I should do this, but did I do that right? I don't know. What is he thinking? What am I thinking? Blah, blah, blah. I wanted it to sound chaotic in that way, to kind of capture what my mind was going through.
And this is like the third song you've ever written?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that you were grabbing these compositional aesthetics, like the planing of these chords, these voicings that are moving, some of them chromatically, some of them stepwise, right? And it's just like, it's just like very kind of, it's not very complicated, but it's like pretty complicated.
It's pretty complicated, and I didn't know theory.
Yeah, well,
at that time I was
maybe it was a blessing in some ways. Like,
I think so, because I remember like I would take voice memos and kick myself that I didn't take videos sometimes, because all I could.
What the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea. I had no idea, and those chords are nuts. So like, if I lost my muscle memory, I was like,
there's shit I've recorded on a real piano that I'm just like, I wish I had the MIDI for this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Outro to Willing. Thank God.
Right.
I couldn't do that right now. Whatever. So I had always known from the start, although I was kind of unaware of just how influenced by Hiatus Kaiyote it was, that I wanted it to be chaotic. And then we just kind of ended up embracing like, hey, this is my Hiatus Kaiyote tribute song almost. Like, and if you ever listen to this Hiatus Kaiyote, like, I hope that they're just honored and they don't think that I'm like ripping them. Like, I'm very aware. Yeah. This is supposed to be like an ode to.
Yeah, the film. I feel like the film world. I've like from reading, from watching like behind the scenes things. Yeah, it's like a common thing in the film world to like always be paying homages to different movies. Like, I'm obviously like a huge Star Wars fan, and like a lot of those directors and filmmakers and producers are always like paying homages to things, mainly because George Lucas was doing it to like old westerns and like samurai movies and things. It's like, I feel like it ties together, the environment a bit, the society of creative people.
Right. Right.
Like, you're in the know. It's like, oh, I know what you're trying to do there.
Yeah. So then, right as we kind of like came together in our time of getting to know the songs, the duality that we came up with, it was just kind of obvious that the state of mind that I was in was just this kind of like La La Land, which then, the real word for that might be delusion. So we got delusion versus honesty, which is, it's just so on the nose to me. Like, it's perfect.
Because you're speaking like a truth.
Yes.
Right? But it also is this delusional kind of like...
I didn't know how far gone I was that I thought that I was being honest.
Right. Well, right. Exactly. Yeah. So far to the point of delusion where you think it's authentic.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great duality for this song. And as we'll continue to break down some elements of what's going on here. Yeah. Like just why that is.
Ouch. That one hurts.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's the truth.
Dishing out the truth.
Oh,
That's
my gosh.
Art's for, right?
Yeah, I know.
Working through shit.
Yeah. Bringing this one to you is hilarious. This was the funniest one to like turn over to you.
The intro didn't exist, right?
No, the intro was like the first thing that I ever wrote, and then I somewhere along the way decided to trash it.
Right, it was gone. You had written it, but it wasn't in what you had given me. You're like, at one point there was like, yeah, there's supposed to be there's an intro I wrote once to this. I wonder how we got there.
Oh, I remember.
You remember how we got there?
Yeah, because this song, I mean, I already mentioned like the verses and the choruses are extremely different. And then there's this whole pre-chorus thing that is for me at the time of writing it was just served as the bridge to get from verse to chorus.
Right.
But then I honestly don't even know where it came from, but I ended up taking those pre-chorus chords and using it as like a prelude. And that
had come after you had written the pre-chorus?
I don't remember actually, but I mean it was fundamentally a part of the songwriting. like from the start. But yeah, I had ditched it because I thought it was kind of lame, like to have this slow thing. And with my old producer, I think I just was second guessing it. And so it was a quick thing where he was just like, well, if you don't like it, let's just not do it. And I was like, okay. And then I think right off the bat, you were talking about like, this song is so weird. It's already kind of Frankenstein. And I'm like, I got another thing that could make it worse. However, it makes perfect sense because it contextualizes the pre-chorus chords. But absolutely. Whatever. I thought it was trash. I really like
the song.
Yeah. I couldn't listen to the song.
I remember you were like, what did you say? You want to be able to listen, just be able to listen to it and not cringe.
Yeah. When he was like, what is the song? What is your goal for this song overall?
Right, the goals.
Yeah. I was like, I would love to listen to it and just not hate it. Which I still don't even know if I can listen to this and I'm like, it's good. We made all the right decisions. I don't know if it's like my favorite song ever, but that's fine.
Oh, I think
it's on goal.
Sick, though.
Yeah.
That's true. They can't all be your favorites.
Yeah.
But
you're a drummer. Of course you like this one.
Yeah. I played on the choruses of this one.
Yeah. And I am pleased with the finished product. Like, we completed it. And it makes sense. And narratively, like,
it flows, it transitions. We added a lot of stuff. Which will, maybe now's sort of the time to talk about a little bit of that. Just like we added the intro back in. We added the post-choruses after the choruses were sort of like a palindrome of the pre-choruses, sort of, to get us back to the verses. Because I remember it would go into the verse and it would just be like, we were doing this straight A's, like, and then all of a sudden be like, boom,
just stark change.
And it would just be like, boom, boom, like one to the other. Boom, boom. And I don't know. Yeah. I like my drum set professor in college. He's one of my biggest like mentors and role models of like my entire life. He would always talk about how he really disliked stylistic changes in the middle of arrangements often, unless they were done really, really like deftly. It's like an excuse kind of. It's like I don't know. It just, sometimes it's not the most effective thing. It's kind of like a large lever that people just decide to pull when they can't figure out what to do. Right. And a lot of times when I work with artists, they're bringing me an idea and then they go from one part of the song to the chorus, and the chorus is a completely different tempo. It's like, are you slowing down for a reason, or did you just take a slow idea and put it with a fast idea?
Yeah.
Right. Which we're going to talk about. That like kind of the point of this song was like, you can Frankenstein these ideas.
Yes.
But there's a way to do it, and when it's intentional, because we think about the duality between this like enamored kind of like delusion and then the honesty of like this like codependency, or the honesty where you think you're so delusional that you think it's the truth. Like,
yeah.
So I think that leaning on that and allowing changes to happen, but smoothing the edges, right? It's like, okay, let's get out of the pre-chorus, or we get out of the chorus with the post-chorus that borrows the same feel from the pre-chorus.
It was such an issue. Like we can't even start talking about it without getting carried away.
Exactly.
But the idea was, once we decided to fully embrace it, because we had the conversation, I was like, I don't want to change how it feels. I do like that. I like I like the Frankensteinness. We're embracing it. We're going forward. It took an insane amount of work for this thing to sound what hopefully sounds like effortless at this point. And that was something that we had a lot of talks about it before going back into it.
Right. And a lot of sessions of reworking and figuring out chords and what things should be and all sorts of shit like that.
Yeah. And then more just overall ideas going into, adding everything to this song is, we wanted to celebrate that it's weird and Frankenstein-y. We wanted to celebrate that it was super inspired by Hiatus Kaiyote. But in regards to the album, we kind of talked about in the introduction episode, we had this whole trend of going from more synthetic sounds at the top of the record to represent the narrative being, in delusion.
Yeah, and like out of sorts. And you're not living in this like true and honest place. So the way that we represented that was using more synthetic instruments.
This is arguably the most synthetic one, because it's the most out of touch on the whole record. So that's why we knew going in, like, okay, we're going to use all these crazy synths. We're going to use this. We're going to use that. The drums can be crazy. We're going to have chaos.
Yes.
Let's add this bombastic outro to kind of like add the cherry on top.
We really extended that, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how it used to end.
Yeah. One thing to highlight, too, is that part of the reason why they were so Frankensteinable in some ways is that they were inherently very different. They were extremely oppositional. They were so different that they almost celebrated their differences by being different. You know, it's like they highlighted, like, this one's a shuffle feel with all the syncopation and like all these things coming on upbeats, but shuffled upbeats and, you know, all that. And then the chorus is like this angular mixed meter thing with there's downbeats and upbeats, but we still kind of feel like this, like da 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 da, this very, you know, distinct eighth note pulse. So I think that the fact that if they were a little bit closer related, it may have been even harder, because it's like, well, why aren't they just the same?
Right.
It's like, well, these can't be the same. They're so different. Like, how would they be the same?
Yeah. But that was our intention going into it. So, do you want to just dive into the actual song now?
I think we dive in.
Here we are. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is that introduction, which we've mentioned. This kind of like, it is like a prelude to like an old jazz standard or something.
Totally.
You tell us about why you wanted to bring it back in.
Well, I mean, the biggest reason you mentioned, harmonically, what's going to happen in the pre-chorus and chorus is pretty jarring. Like, the chords don't move that much in the verse, correct? Like, right? It's like we stay in a few places. We go somewhere, but it's the harmonic rhythm, where the rate at which the harmony changes is slow.
Yeah.
The harmonic rhythm of the chorus is incredibly fast. Chord, 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 chord. And it's very like...
Or the pre-chorus.
Pre-chorus, yeah. Oh, and then the chorus kind of too. Right? Yeah, like it, and then it's like there's different meter. We're adjusting to so many things, and a lot's going on, and there's texture changes, and there's like all this shit happening. So let's establish some salience and give the opportunity for the listener to feel some sense of familiarity when that happens.
Right.
To ground them a little bit more, because it's going to be arguably the most deceptive thing we could do. We could have tried to create salience in that moment. It's like, okay, well, what can we do familiar? What can we familiarize with? Well, the post-chorus is familiar because it's like the pre-chorus, but it's got a different feel and it's got a different harmonic profile, like some other things. So the intro is just the attempt to kind of preface that and kind of give the listener that piece.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah.
In a nutshell.
Too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it really tells the whole story in those four lines.
Kind of the moral of the story or something. You know?
It's like the thesis.
Yeah, the thesis statement of the paragraph.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So foreshadowing harmonically and giving you what the song is going to be about, priming you.
Absolutely.
So if we get into the introduction, I think talking about the filtered drums is a pretty big deal. Why did you want to do that?
Yeah, is this synthetic leaning vibe? Right. In composition, there's a lot of importance in waiting for later on in your creation to give up more things. Like, there's a whole experience to be had. So don't give everything up at once. It's like, I feel like it's like anything else, like, getting to know a person or something. Like, you don't always just like, I mean, some people do, but I feel like you don't always give up your full self to somebody until you gain trust or you're with that person. So it's like within a song, it's like get to know what's there a little bit before maybe you start changing things, too quickly. So the drums being filtered, just a simple example of that. A lot of it happening in the song with the drums being filtered, kind of let's remove the high frequencies so we can open up the frequency spectrum over time. The thing about drums is that their higher frequencies are a key aspect of what makes them unique. Because of them being transient instruments, high frequencies like reiterate that. They reiterate the transients, they add attack, they add crispness and presence to the nature of percussion instruments. So by removing some of that, we start to kind of get closer to the synthesized kind of world.
Yes.
Right? Because we can tell it's affected. We know that we're used to hearing drums acoustically, and we can hear the full frequency spectrum with our ears, and so we have like earplugs in or something.
Right.
So like we mute the drums a little bit, mute the top end, and it kind of chills them out and focuses them into the kind of this otherworldly place. And it allows us to, when we go brighter drums later, they'll hit harder and be more aggressive sounding.
Tension.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get to verse 1. Synths are just, they kind of smack you in the face right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have that delayed hit. We have the synths that smack. So you're just totally transported to this little Delulu world.
Yeah, Delulu.
Delulu, because we're in 2024 and that's what people say right now. This one was awesome to work with Jesse on.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this was maybe, if I'm remembering correctly, and I have the liberty to speak for him, the one that he enjoyed the most.
I definitely think that he must have loved this one. A lot of little things.
So we just got so specific with all of those sounds.
You actually have a couple sounds on this that we've kept.
Yes, the mini log.
The mini log stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool too.
Yeah. But I do think that everything that we discovered with Jesse in particular really, really, really helped to take this song and transport it to that synthetic land that we wanted to arrive at. The tree picture for this one is really, really cool too, because there's just nothing natural about it. It's all like hyper blues and greens and big brush strokes and nothing realistic. Yeah. I am obsessed with that. Like I totally see that in my head.
Yeah.
For this one.
Yeah.
Maybe we could. Do you want to just
like play some of the synths?
Yeah.
I love the noise.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from, if it was noise on the mini log or if it was like the connection or something, but
yeah,
it's such a cool sound. Love this hit.
That thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so then also on to underneath this, right, with a lot of these pads, synth pads and this sort of synthetic environment, there's this thing that I call refer to as like the syncopation profile, like what's going on in the world of syncopation, right? All the for those non-theoretical people, the things that are happening in between the beats. So, all over the place around this comfortable beat that we can kind of feel. There's a lot of different things happening and a lot of things catching on to different parts of the inner beats and things. And I think that the jankiness of that is kind of intentionally supposed to be pulling us away from a sense of like feeling grounded. What's interesting is that there is a sense of grounding because we have backbeat, we have a hi-hat, we have repetition, but things will kind of come in at different points. And you can hear that the strings and, bass and drums and piano, they're all kind of articulating on upbeats and then downbeats and then different beats and later beats and things like that. The inconsistency of this also, pulls on some of the jazz inspiration that you have. It almost feels like comping, where you're just like improvising intermittent things in between like a consistent texture. So I think that's an important kind of piece of the puzzle because we're trying to delay that delay that anticipation or increase anticipation until the pre-chorus.
Right.
Yeah. So let me play through that like a whole section so you can hear the synth thing that Jesse was doing, the little, the articulation of that blossoming synth to enter into the texture, and then the sort of syncopation that happens in the piano and the strings and the drums and the bass and how they're all sort of linked together. And I'll play like just maybe 4 bars before, 2 bars before, so you can hear how that hits. There's the filtered drums.
Indirect, you won't suspect that I'm calling out your name. Shoot the sky, put in disguise, but it looks like a
bass is always offbeat. And the strings
keep on passing by. I don't know why even
right, so there's always hits and upbeats, and sometimes people are together, sometimes they're not, and I think it really kind of like, but it's pretty, it's like major, it's like, and it's kind of an environment, so I think we like still feel somewhat comfortable, but it's just this bed of like, oh, well, it's not perfect though, it's not like, we're not like super like just like happy,
Yeah, so I like that I feel like it relates back to the duality kind of perfectly now that I'm thinking about it, because it's like, it's this idea that you're not even aware
that you're living in this delusion. Yeah. Of course things are unsettled, but that's just normal for you.
Yes. Right.
I think that captures that perfectly.
Sure. Totally.
Yeah. So then we slam Ola into the pre-chorus. Yes. Welcome to new key. Welcome to new time signature. I honestly don't even know. I liked major 7 chords there in the beginning, and honestly that's what it's just planing major 7 chords is all that it was.
Maybe the planing thing you got from like playing Debussy, like Debussy repertoire as a pianist.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like the first chords that I like that stuck with me, I don't know, when I was learning my 7th chords were major 7 chords. They were easy to see for me in any, I don't know. Right.
I guess Debussy would do dominant 7s.
Yeah, planing, I wasn't very much of a dominant 7.
Yeah, but the planing thing is definitely very French kind of composition in a way too.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was, it's as simple as that in regards to how I got to writing it. And the new key helped me get to, I think the chorus starts on like an F major 7 or something like that. So that's how we landed there. And then the verses start on an E flat major 7, go to D flat major 7. So I think this like connecting these two sections via the vessel of planing major 7 chords.
Right. You can kind of end up anywhere you want.
You don't have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's totally what
I'm here.
Young writing.
But it sounds good.
Yeah, but the pattern is super crazy. And I think that was just because I was obsessed with weird time and exploring that for the first time.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about this is what we added on top of it, which we referred to as mind snakes.
The
mind snakes. Oh, I wish we had that drawing on the whiteboard.
Was that a Jesseism? Did he come up with that? Was it collective?
To be debated. I feel like it could have been.
Remember. If he's listening to this right now, he'll be like, yeah, that was me.
I think it was me, actually.
Maybe it was you.
But I don't know.
Or he would be like, yeah, it was Cassidy.
Or I'm just saying that so I can fight him. I don't know. But perfect word for it. Can we play those?
Just the mind snakes?
Just the mind snakes. Totally. I mean, they totally sound like that. They're these things that are twisting and turning and curving. And I think we came up with that name together. And I love what you did with the panning too, because it makes it even feel like it's going through your brain even more. It is anxiety.
And then Jesse had like what would we call the little LFO. Here's again. We worked on that line. We shaped that. I told you to like try to have it do this and go up and like arpeggiate it that way, and yeah, absolutely. So it could lead us back to that post chorus and finish out the chorus.
Yeah, it was hard to compose that line. Number one, this was another instance where we made Jesse mess with the filter like in the smallest little increments when we were doing this.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the pre-chorus.
Yeah. It represents chaos.
Yeah, totally.
It's chaos. And it also is used as a tether, because I think that when we were having our initial discussions, you were like, okay, we're celebrating this Frankenstein thing, but what is the through line? Because right now there's not. And I guess I probably could have been like... Did we have
the later one that we just let it play through the chorus? Was that there first?
The what?
This line from the chorus. Was that there first? And then we went back and add that thing on top of it?
Yes. Your first thing was like, you need something even more chaotic, because all I had is da-da, just the keys thing. And then I don't know what we did with strings, but that was the line. And then we kind of like developed the pre-chorus mind snake based off that
line. That's a perfect example of just like when we compose, we're not limited to composing in time. Like time is a construct. We can go back and be like, time is a construct.
We just watched the Tim and Eric.
Right, the Tim and Eric for inspiration.
To get in the podcast mood.
Yeah. So the mind snakes thing, right? It's like we're like, that sound. Let's add that on the arpeggiated stuff. That's just mimicking the chord changes, really. But it is. But instead of, we can play that with the keys. I mean, it's kind of the same idea, but just kind of. Right, it's not exactly the same, but it's very tied
already
together.
There.
Yeah, it's very tied together. It's very much extrapolated from that piano.
Yeah. It wanted to be found.
Yes, but it was sneaking. It was the Mind Snakes.
It was the Mind Snakes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so sick. Yeah. I'll never get tired of that line.
And you can hear from the piano too. We talk about the syncopation profile thing. Like the verse was this jumpy, inconsistent thing, and now it's like we hit this pre-chorus on upbeats. And, and that was something that took a minute to kind of just like, do you want to make that the downbeat, or is that the upbeat, so we can hear like the clear transition, the pre-chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
It flips.
Yeah, it flips on those
on the second iteration. Then we get it on the downbeats.
Yeah, and then it flips right halfway through the pre-chorus, and the up. It's really taking the syncopation, the swung syncopation from the verse.
Yeah.
And hitting on it in a way where we can kind of fudge it and like transition to straight time and hide that, right? Because it goes from shuffle to straight time.
But we needed something to help us get there for the chorus, and that's totally what it was.
Exactly.
And do you know what I have to say to that? Math is a wonderful thing. Do you ever watch School of Rock?
Only a little bit. I wasn't that hip to it. I know what it,
Get off your ass and do some math. Yeah. So then we get to the chorus because we flipped the beat. The second half of the pre-chorus now starts on downbeats, which takes us to straight eighth note chorus land.
Yes, exactly.
And a new key. Thank you to major 7 chords.
Right.
That's how we got there in both ways. Beat and harmony.
Yes.
Major 7 chords. Right. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And then flipping the weird meter thing.
Let's keep referencing this timing.
Yeah.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, right? So it's like we I don't know if you said downbeats or upbeats, but the chorus is focused where the downbeats of the chorus, beat 1, like basically doesn't exist.
Yeah, because it's
so it's like all this disorientation, but instead of disorientation that's like peppered around each other and like mix and match in a soup, like the verse, it's disorientation linearly. It's just like, here's time, now it's here. Now here's time, we're going back to that. Now it's this. Oh, now it's in 3/4, and it's on the upbeats of 3/4, right?
Right.
So, and when we get to the post chorus, it's like, well, how the hell are we going to get back to the verse?
Right.
It's like, where have we gone? Like, what an insane otherworldly departure that has happened, right? Mm-hmm. It really does. The thoughts racing thing is so prominent. It's just like, now I'm here, now I'm thinking about this, now I'm thinking about this. No, now I'm here, right?
Yeah.
It's just really, really, I think it's really powerful in that way. Mm-hmm. And the key change too, just like, bam, I'm looking at that wall. Now I'm looking at this wall. Very strong in that way.
Yeah. Do you know what's also cool? As well as the Mind Snakes lending itself to adding into the pre-chorus, like we developed the Mind Snakes within the confines of the chorus and then took that idea, put it in pre-chorus. We didn't have piano in the song at all until we got to the chorus.
Whoa.
And you were like, yeah, like it just the electric piano isn't enough here. Like I really think
for the verse, you mean? When we added it back in?
No, when we got to the chorus,
just had electric piano.
It just had electric piano. It wasn't punching enough. Yes. Yeah. And I think that I was maybe, I never considered putting acoustic piano in the song because my simple little mind was like, no, it needs to be synthetic. I only want these weird sounds. And it just took you being like, no, and here's why. And I was like, okay. Like a lot of things. But
again, if you're looking at the salience thing, it's like, it doesn't have to be fully synthetic.
No.
The balance of the two can highlight each other.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But then, of course, because you're Aaron Walters, then you were like, well, we can't, what if we contextualize the piano being in the chorus throughout the whole rest of the song? So that's kind of where we had this idea, which was crazy because the verses changed a lot from the early demo.
Yeah.
The chorus really didn't.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's really what it was. I wonder if we worked on the chorus first.
Yeah, probably.
Potentially we went there because it was like a safer part of the song.
Yeah, like more clear.
Yeah, I mean, verses used to have electric piano. I don't even think electric piano is in there.
Yeah, I mean, we could reference it theoretically if we wanted to, but
yeah, because I think now it's just kind of like acoustic piano, strings, synth,
bass, drums. No like driving
in the verses.
Electric. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I remember that piano part, trying to figure it out really kicked my butt. First I was like not doing enough, then I was doing too much, and trying to figure out how do we just have it as interjections. And yeah, that was very interesting. But I do love that we discovered the use of acoustic piano in the chorus. Even the intro was always on Rhodes.
Yeah.
And I ended up retracking
when you did it
as piano.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to hear.
Sad.
I wonder if you're listening. Remember magnets pull.
Yeah, like it's just the.
Wait, and then listen to how it just goes back into the verse.
Oh yes.
Now I hit that memory I'm echoing.
Right there. And then we had this little thing.
Yeah, like this. Oh, that's right.
And then it
goes to straight feel.
I know now.
And then it goes to shuffle feel. So there was something about that was just really bugging me. Like it's just like it feels very forced. It's just like, oh, we got to go back to the verse. Well, let's go to straight time because we were in straight time. And then just switch to shuffle halfway through or after a phrase. Instead of let's construct a section that will transition us and take the listener through a journey back to the planet where we are shuffled.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like let's get on that little spaceship and go and then land on that.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think, that brings us to the pre-chorus, right?
Post-chorus.
Sure. Or post-chorus, yeah. Which
it's
did not exist. A totally brand new material for sure.
Brand new material, yes.
Brand new in the song, but same material that we've had.
Yeah, but it's interesting that it's opposite of the pre-chorus. That was like a funny little discovery.
Changes, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't we it starts on downbeats rather than upbeats.
And I think so. And also the feel's very different. For example.
Yeah, because it's halftime.
Yeah, in the pre-chorus, we have this sort of 3-4-4-4 thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1. 1, right? Like we were saying before. And now the pre-chorus hits 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3,
and then we have a nice little breath.
Yeah.
We just sit the listener down and you're like, whoop, we're back here.
Yes, exactly.
You don't just smack them in the face. And
yeah,
be like,
exactly.
No.
We kind of lead there and we get to the verse. We listen to that transition again, just into the verse. Mm-hmm. But that pre-chorus, it's the same feel, but it's
still
because
different.
we offset it.
Yeah.
And this is what ends up happening
at the end
later, is that we kind of mash the pre-chorus and post-chorus feels together, like transitions from one straight to the other without the chorus in the middle, to
and
kind of highlight the differences.
And key centers as well.
Right, their key sings are going down and they're going crazy. Yeah, 100%.
So then we do arrive at verse 2.
And we had to construct, remember when, we've had to figure out, we had to work backwards with the harmony to figure out what planing needed to happen.
Yeah.
So we would land and cadence back in the key of the verse, which is, again, part of that work that the post-chorus is doing.
Out of all of the major changes that we made, accepting this transition was probably top of the list for me.
What do you mean?
I was always like, that's it? We're really just going to have that much space? And there's not. It's just going to die away, and then it comes
this
back
emptiness into the verse?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That you had a hard time with that?
But I'd gotten to know you well enough that I knew that if I opened up the conversation, I would be pigeonholed. So I just had that.
Wait, what do you mean?
I would have been like, yeah, Aaron, I don't know. I don't like it. And then you'd be like, but why? And then I'd be like, it just feels. And then I just went through that in my head and I could never come up with a better answer. So I just didn't have to talk to real you. I just talked to imaginary you.
That's all I ever want is for people to be like, well, I don't actually know why. I'm just feeling this way because I have some emotional connection to something, right?
Right.
When
I have denoitis. I have, whatever it might be.
Yeah, there's biases. It's like, and we're talking about composition. We're talking about how people are experiencing music.
Yeah.
It's not there's like this brash way to be like, they don't care how you feel about it. It's like they need to be not guided, handheld. They need to be respected, right? It's like you're given all this and then you're given all this, and now you can see, right? Like,
oh, absolutely.
The breath provides the emptiness, so that way the shuffle can come back in after we've reset our awareness.
Yeah.
Right? And we can now enter that new groove. And we're just also given a breath after that freaking craziness that just happened.
Musical ginger.
Musical ginger. Love that. Love my ginger beer. Love my ginger chews. 100%.
Yeah, gotta clear the palate.
100%.
That's so funny.
Oh, yeah. And sushi.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotta get ready for the next roll.
Yeah.
Or sashimi or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Space was the solution. So we didn't add a transition to the verse, right? We just hit the verse and let the vocals grab our attention, but still took out a lot of the texture and a lot of the time. So the vocals could be immediately take our attention in a way that you started shuffling, but when vocals are shuffling, it can sound spoken, it can sound looser. It just sounds like like it's not grooving as hard until you have the drums go bam, and it's like, oh, okay, that's the feel. Now we're back to the verse, like full on.
And then the second half of the verse, I loved this discovery of having Zach pedal that bass note.
Yeah, right.
Because really, I remember having this conversation for this song because I was like, there's not so much differentiation between verse 1 and verse 2. And you were like, yes, the whole song is different. Like, this is an instance where...
This is the salience, right? This is the familiarity we need to offset the deception in the chorus.
Yeah.
And the pre-chorus. And
so having one thing like the bass note sustaining where the last time we heard this harmonic material, it was following, is a huge deal.
A big deal.
It's a huge deal. So that's where we get a little small dimension schmerg.
Yeah, small dimension schmerg.
Small dimension schmerg.
Yeah, I can't even remember how much I talked about schmerg in the earlier episodes.
Oh, we've talked about
I'm
schmerg.
sure we've talked about schmerg.
Like we said, it's been a little bit since recording those earlier ones, but we're about to knock out the rest of these. So
yeah. So was that the second half of the verse?
Yeah, I mean, that's really the only difference that we had. I mean, I know some of the strings were a little bit more present, but they were just small elaborations.
A lot of little changes.
Little changes, hardly even noticeable intentionally, because we wanted it to feel familiar enough.
I think there's some slight vocal differerences.
No? I don't think so.
I feel like the vocal BGVs are different here in verse 1.
Oh, maybe BGVs, not the melody.
Yeah, not the lead melody. Like, there's no background vocal here, and then it comes in here. That's the first verse. In the second verse, we get that whole thing. Right?
Yeah.
So, that's a good example of just like a little thing. Like, the vocals, BGVs are a little more present. The bass is saying a little bit more. The drums are doing a little bit more. The strings are saying a little bit more. We're just trying to create more anticipation for the next time this pre-chorus comes.
Yes, which it also almost repeats verbatim for the same reasons that we just talked about.
The pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Again, because it's like we heard some verse material, which was almost just the same as the first verse. It's only the second time we're hearing that whole giant chunk of song. So when we get to the pre-chorus again, it's gonna feel probably just as new as it did the first time.
Yeah, because of the huge contrast between the feel.
Yeah. I'd be so curious to know if a person listened to this for the first time, if when they get to the pre-chorus, if they're like,
oh yeah, bam, bam, bam. I know this.
No, right? I bet they're like, this is probably a new section. And then if it's a musician nerd charting a song, it'd be like, wait,
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. No way, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully it feels that way. Hopefully we duped you.
Oh, maybe a dupe happened.
Yeah. So same thing. And then there's just a little tiny embellishment on the Hemiola thing.
Yeah, just that little fill. And that's a cool thing about, when you think about the role that drums have,
Yeah.
We can use drums and fills. And fills are very improvised in nature. You can use that to add salience and deception, embellishment.
Oh, sorry. We're talking about this. We kind of lumped in our notes pre-chorus and chorus too. There's hardly any difference between both those sections. Yeah. There's just a little bit more emphasis on the Hemiola thing in the chorus. I know what that means now.
Mm-hmm. What? Hemiola?
Bam, 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 bam.
Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, Hemiola technically is like 2 against 3, but people use it to describe really just like any polymeter, which is just multiple meters happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So then instead of going to the post-chorus,
right,
we use the construct of the post-chorus to just immediately step into an outro. And I can't quite remember what the outro did before.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I have it here. Right, it just went back and then it...
Oh, okay. I kind of remember this. So we did. Yeah. We still end it the same way. The last progression is the last progression. We end on a D flat, D major 7.
So I think the answer here was... Yeah.
Yeah, you see how we did kind of take that.
We took that and we just extended the beginning of it. We got into that more because we didn't want to go back to this groove. We went because we had the post-chorus. We didn't need to go back to the verse feel, right?
Yeah.
We just wanted to propel that energy. We had gotten enough. By that time, we had gotten 2 long verses. We didn't need any more of
verse.
that. Yeah, we didn't need any more of that. So it just goes straight in. And the Mind Snakes carry us home.
New key.
And again, this is still this 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the change feels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1.
Same chords as the original. Funny enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Coming up with that was so hard.
I remember you worked for a long time on that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, of course, I think we finalized it together, but man, and then you playing that in the session, that was tough.
Whoa.
That and then...
Yeah, what's actually funny is like that sort of like snare downbeaty feel. For a while, it was something that I tried in the session and like felt right for a while, but then eventually started feeling not like the right choice. Mm-hmm. It's one of those compositional moments where you kind of you commit to something and then you come back to it and you're like, was that? I don't know. And then you have to kind of use other tools, other mechanisms to like rationalize it because it's like, okay, that's what we have. That's like, so what about it isn't working? For me, there wasn't a lot of other things that were driving an eighth note for it. So we didn't actually have the Mind Snakes on this. I had to use a different synth. The Mind Snakes at the end is MIDI that I added later in a similar sound. It's not even really the same. You can hear it's not the same.
Yeah.
But it's reminiscent of the Mind Snakes because it's like, oh, well, that's the answer. We have to just, like, why did the Mind Snakes exist earlier? This is something I talk about all the time. Why is that there for that short period of time?
Right.
It's because it's foreshadowing something that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And... you know, it's like again, back to film, it's like all the little things that are just like, you don't even notice the first time you watch a movie. You're like, oh my God, that thing was right there. That's going to happen later. You know, so exactly that kind of idea. And that just really helped it along. Adding those it felt a little bit more angular and less like, you know, just like, kind of not boring but too consistent or maybe too square because those Mind Snakes are really moving us around the place.
Additionally, something else that you did was a lot of automating the volume for the strings versus the drums.
Oh yeah,
at the top if I'm thinking about it correctly, I think a lot of the drums fade in so that we're not getting all of those subdivisions as clearly at the top.
Yeah.
And then, that kind of happens.
Outro.
Yeah. And then the strings,
they really do become really prominent. At the end. And dynamically, they're really like by the end, you can hear the beginning.
Yeah, so we kind of have this two ships passing in the night.
Yeah, in a way, for
type
sure.
thing. That kind of helps just so it's not blasting in your face the whole time, everything. Because it is supposed to be bombastic and chaotic. It's kind of this last celebration.
Yeah.
However, it is a longer section and it would be very annoying. And I remember this being one of my, like, every time I listened to this, I was like, I don't want to hear the constant.
Yes, yeah.
So that was a way that,
which is why eventually I was shifting to, I shift to like this other feel that was more like the post chorus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was the idea. I think, I still even now listening to it, like maybe a couple other percussion layers could have been added to like add more.
Do you know what I was just going to say? Is I have this thought or idea lives in the little box of thoughts and ideas that never came to fruition.
Yeah.
We wanted to do originally a lot more like additional adding, like, field recording stuff. You wanted to bring like glass bottles and just
time
weird
and
time of, percussion guy things to do is bring glass bottles and stuff. And this was going to be a song, this and Candle, I think were big ones where we're going to maybe get some extra ones, but
we just
whatever.
Didn't get to it.
You can only do so much.
Hundreds of hours of work.
The hundreds of stars.
Right. The hundreds of stars. Exactly. That's why they came up earlier.
Absolutely.
Because we're talking about
full circle, man. Just like the universe.
Just like the universe.
We're botching this. I'm kidding. We were going through some footage before to kind of get a feel for this again. And I was like, Aaron, am I really like that? Apparently.
We're all like that.
All right.
We're all like that.
Yeah. So yes, this is our fully realized desperation. This is our fully thinking that we are completely bearing our bones, being honest, and just so unaware that we're just in this like delusional headspace. And the end ties that perfectly. It's like we have the harmonic material at the beginning that states the thesis statement. And we have that same harmonic material in multiple different keys at the end with way more chaos on it to be like, this is like the instrumental thesis statement.
Yeah.
It's like bookends.
So, and they say too, like with a concluding statement, right? It kind of like you're supposed to look at your thesis statement and kind of restate it.
Yeah. Doesn't restate it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. In a way, it's like a completely different personality. Just like the way the verses and the pre-chorus and choruses contrast. The outro and intro are the same technical approach. It's actually really funny. I've never like super explicitly thought about it like this.
Me either.
I've kind of thought about it like, of course it is that. Like it's the same stuff. But it's funny kind of like really explicitly being like, it's the same shit. It's the same chords.
Right.
It's just completely realized in a different way.
Oh my goodness. Well, and it's someone write a paper on this, but this is Izzy's thesis is, what does music sound like when you have the presence of lyrics that can do a lot of work?
Right.
What is music? How do you use it in a different way to express the same ideas when you don't have
and she actually
lyrics?
Recently shared with me, she's been writing a lot of it. She shared me it's taken even more specific of a form of talking about minimalism. And how minimalism like is a great example of like there's plenty of minimalism with lyrics and words, but she's talking about specifically instrumental minimalism, I think more. And that's a great example of like, well, here's even more like a simpler musical style. How can you make meaning with that? There's minimalist aspects to this ending. Like if you just were to take the Mind Snakes and the synth, it's one thing.
It's one chord transposed.
And it's just kind of repeated, but it's moved around a lot, right? It's not minimalist in that sense, in the sense of like being a long minimalist piece, but it is this repetition and this kind of movement.
I love that we can talk about these songs and still find new things.
I know.
That's an awesome, I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
That's great.
Slight things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a great point to just kind of jump off and now expose how it relates to our
fun little threads.
Our threads that we talked about in the intro.
Our threads, yeah. So narrator versus codependency thread should probably be pretty honest. I mean, the song's fundamental purpose was having this like unknowing codependent anthem.
Unknowing, right?
Absolutely. So right now, codependency is in control of the narrator. The narrator doesn't even know that codependency is totally just pulling those little puppet strings. Like, totally thinks that we're living in a world in which their brain is in control and uninfluenced, and they're just being their true and honest
self. Yeah.
Oh my God. No.
Like you're saying, yeah, so delusional.
It's like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love that.
Yeah. Movie. And then the change thread is we are oblivious to change.
And the possibility that changes, it could even be a thing.
What would need to change? Nothing seems wrong.
Yep.
You know?
And that's codependency's goal.
Absolutely.
Like codependency is like, I'm in control of you and you don't know it. So
right.
And if you change, then I'm not going to be in control of you anymore. So
right.
I'm forcing you to not change.
Yeah. And this is you know, this is really where we have a separation from our first two tracks. Morning Light and Speck of Dust didn't really have this change thread as it relates to the character.
Yeah.
It was like yearning for change more as a feeling. And then this, it almost feels like a step back, but of course, because now we're really in the story. And this is really where the journey actually starts.
Yeah.
It feels kind of separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am obsessed with this idea of like codependency being this like evil creature that is pulling puppet strings. So completely unaware of the effects and implication that codependency has. What is there to change? Nothing, because we don't even know that anything wrong is happening.
But we may soon.
Yeah. And that's kind of it.
Yet to come.
Okay, so what are our major takeaways?
Key takeaway corner.
Time.
It was Cassidy's history corner. That's the corner. So this isn't a corner.
This is takeaway time.
Takeaway time.
Take it away now.
Yeah. Well, you hated this song.
Yeah. However, right? I hated this song, but then you were like, great question asker you are. Why can't we just get rid of it?
A lot of questions.
If you hate it so much and it's going to be such a problem.
Yeah.
Because we also knew just like straight away, like it would be a problem.
Yeah, we definitely knew we had to work on this one.
Why keep it? All of what I just said, we can't start this record narratively in a different place. This is the most oblivious song. This is, you know, think of like a movie. I love this idea. Maybe the beginning is like you're seeing the characters' lives a little bit. We have some like third party narrator. And then it's like the first actual scene is like girls sitting at a desk at school. This is kind of like that, where it's like we've already been in it. We're
Morning Light and Speck of Dust have gotten us into the like setting.
Yes.
They've set the scene, the environment a little bit.
This is like music cuts, real life is happening.
Yeah.
We can't get rid of this because then everything else doesn't make sense. And I knew that fundamentally.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I had the order of these songs different than how they are now.
Yeah.
But either way, that kind of fundamental knowing was there. So the key takeaway for me is like, you can hate something, you can really be unhappy with where it's living. However, if you believe that the essence of it is important and has potential, then the only thing that's stopping you from getting to where you are at now and a place where you can tolerate it or like it even is just work. It's just hard work.
Yeah, it's effort. And I would also argue that someone might be like, well, what if I don't know where to start? And this is like my MO, right? It's just like salience, determining the narrative, deriving things from the narrative, using the narrative to drive your compositional decisions. They will give you the answers to your solution. It's like, I like this. I know there's something there, but I don't know what to do. Okay, well then just look at it objectively, break it down, figure out what's going on. Yeah. What is the narrative? And try to force the narrative on what's there, and then shift what we need to shift, like we did, to fit the duality, to fit the narrative, to fit the things that the song is about.
Even a step back,
Because for me, what you just said, I don't even know if I would think about it like that. I think what was the literal first baby step for us? Like, where did we start? We mentioned it before. I think we jumped straight to the chorus. I think we'd
start
as
with
a strategy,
what is maybe jumping out on you.
Yeah, like what seems the least problematic? What do you like? What do you want to keep the most? And then
pulling that inspiration.
And then pulling there. I mean, like we said, we pretty much exploded the song in both directions from things that we learned from that first chorus. We took the piano, put it back in the first verse, had piano for then the whole rest of the song, including the prelude, you know? Yeah, the mind snakes exploded both ways. Like, go to the place that you feel the most secure with, that you have the strongest like intuition or pull towards, and then still do everything that you just said. But that just felt a little bit more of like, but actually, where's the first place that you step?
Yeah, where do you apply the things that I said, right? The techniques, the things. And right, it's look for, if there's an instinct telling you, the idea is like, if you don't like it, but something is like, yeah, but I feel like I should do something with it. That means that there's probably one piece that you do like. Hone in on that, pull decisions from it. You don't need more material. Right. Just use that to give you your material and the discoveries you might make being excited about that section.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other thing is, again, calling back to the whole, there's a little box of ideas that never come to fruition. There's a whole song out there that never came to fruition because I didn't meet you early enough to have brought to you this idea, baby, and then for you to be like, maybe these should be two different songs. Right. You know, I think fundamentally, if I brought it to you at an earlier stage, this song wouldn't exist. Your instinct would have been like, maybe we should separate these things or whatever.
Right.
Like, because this whole idea of Frankensteining and splicing stuff together is just hard. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, is this fully necessary to go to these lengths? It can feel
contrived. That's my thing.
Right.
I cannot tell you how many times people bring me a song and it's just like, the verse is, like I said, the verse is one tempo and the chorus is just a different tempo and a different meter. And it's like, why did you do this?
Right.
Why did you change? That's a huge deal right now. You just made the listener like really shift the way their whole body was reacting to the music. That's a huge deal.
Right.
And we do that on purpose here because we would want people to feel that way.
Right.
We want people to be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then now we're back in the verse.
Right.
Right.
It
like, feel the roller coaster ride.
And it's totally justifiable. It's an honest expression musically of the mental experience of a person who is just in that headspace. You know? Totally justifiable. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And boy, are we on the third song on the record setting people up to be like, well, now what?
Yeah. Well, Candle, Spooktown.
Spooktown is coming up next, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to go to Spooktown. Good old Candle.
Good old Candle.
Yeah.
Love Candle.
Cool.
See you there.
See ya.